Fort Calgary is the place where in 1875 the Northwest Mounted Police came to found Calgary and build a fort. Really, it's Calgary's birthplace. It's where the community began.
For us, it was important that that space come to life. It was also important that we honor and respect and maintain the history of the fort. So there are many ways in which we're integrating Fort Calgary into the vision of East Village. You can see it in Riverwalk, you can see it in the Edges project, specifically in the Sentinels, and you can see it in the bridges.
The 6th Street Edges program was important because it's kind of that line that separates in terms of East Village proper with Fort Calgary. Fort Calgary is becoming more and more an event space, and it's important when you're having those events that you have some sort of separation between the residents as well as those events. And the line itself, or the edges as we call it, will have everything from great bike paths to in terms of community garden, all things that makes it actually a very livable space.
And in that project, there's a gateway feature that we refer to as the Sentinels. And it sort of stands guard over the corner of 9th Avenue and 6th Street and is a physical representation of the two spaces.
The Sentinels is an installation of 5 red glass towers. The tallest of the towers is approximately 28 feet, and then there's 4 smaller ones that are approximately 18 feet. The tall one weighs about 10,000 pounds, and then the smaller ones are about 3,500 pounds.
One of them will commemorate Chief Crowfoot, who was the chief of Siksika Nation, which was part of the Blackfoot Nation. And we felt it was very important to have Chief Crowfoot there to remind people that this was Blackfoot land. And there was a major culture and a big story here long before the Northwest Mounted Police came.
When the Sentinels came to us, I think it was little more than an idea. We worked with the project team to essentially figure out how to build that idea.
And the second one is Colonel MacLeod, who was the Commissioner of the Northwest Mounted Police, second one, who named Fort MacLeod, was named after him. And he's the one that picked the name Calgary to name the fort, and that's where the city got its name.
The Sentinels themselves, they reference the Mountie red and the history of the color red, and especially in the area. So it's really important that the color red is correct. So we've programmed them such that they've got an internal lighting scheme so that during the day that red is consistent with the color scheme.
And then the third Sentinel is Captain Dean. And Captain Dean was the last serving superintendent of Fort Calgary when it was decommissioned. And then the last one was one of the untold stories of Fort Calgary, and it's a placemaker for a man named John Eyre. John Eyre wasn't an historian, but he was, for some reason, completely driven for 10 years that the city should buy Fort Calgary and bring it back to the public domain.
I look at Fort Calgary as a park space and an area of respite, a place where you can spend an afternoon either learning about history or just simply relaxing. And I look at St. Patrick's Island as 31 acres of green space that you can do the same thing in. So if you're a new resident of East Village, you've got 70 acres of green space that will never change, that will always be on your doorstep, that is unique to you because you live in this community. And I think that's a wonderful amenity and an advantage that this community has over every other community.